What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports. And the Phillies take the second game from the New York Mets. They beat them by a score of 5-3. This was a big nail biter. It got close at the end. It was a little stressful. The Mets looked like they were trying to creep up for a comeback, but thankfully, Ian Kennedy did not have a stressful ninth inning. He retired the side 1-2-3, and the Phillies scored just enough runs. Aaron Nola, even though he didn't go deep into the ballgame, I thought he pitched pretty solid. He was good in this game. I wouldn't hurt Aaron Nola much. It was basically just he got into too many full counts. It was a lot of instances where it was 0-2 in the count. He was ahead of batters, but then he just couldn't get the guys out. He falls behind them again, gets to a full count, and then he would eventually get the out. Can't last past 6 innings, but I still think he pitched pretty solid enough, and the bullpen came up clutch for Nola as well. I would say Coonrod and Neris. Neris, I would say, was more fine than Coonrod, but Coonrod got a little bit iffy there as well. But the batters, they came up clutch at the right moments. Bryce Harper, Freddie Galvis, for example, Gene Segura with 2 bombs in this game. It was something special. Actually, not something special. What the hell am I saying? It was a good ball game. That's what I would say. On Fox, national television, Phillies get the dub. They take the second game of the series, and they win the series with a chance to sweep tomorrow night with Kyle Gibson on the mound. So, a little bit of some takeaways from this game. The umpiring was flat out awful. C.P. Buckner, just everything. The strike zone was so inconsistent for both sides. You can definitely tell that both teams were not a fan of the strike zone, especially early on. You got Joe Girardi sparking at C.P. Buckner early, and then just basically throughout the game, the entire strike zone was flat out terrible, and the umpiring tonight was just awful. It was bad on both sides, and I can't complain enough about it. So, it also, that umpiring started on the first part of the game. Even though I really wouldn't blame the umpires, it was a very, very close call. Dubal Herrera chops one, got a very close play at first base. Could have been safe, but they called him out. The Phillies elected not to challenge the play, which I understand completely. You don't want to waste the challenge that early in the ball game. But then the very next pitch, it was the first pitch to Gene Segura. He takes it into the stands, and it makes it a 1-0 Phillies lead. So you just think about it. If Odubel was just called safe on that play, it could have been 2-0 early on. But hey, Gene Segura gets the home run. It's 1-0 early for the Phillies. Aaron Nola has a pretty easy first inning, retires that side 1-2-3. Andrew McCutcheon, he gets a double in the second inning. The Phillies really can't do anything with that. Aaron Nola, he kind of gets into some situations in the third inning. Pete Alonso, he leads off with a single, but then he gets the next 2 guys to strike out. Then Jeff McNeil, he gets a single as well, which gets Pete Alonso over to third base. So you got a first and third situation with 2 outs, but Aaron Nola manages to get James McCann swinging. Then the Phillies respond in that top of the third inning after the Mets tried to threat. And it's Gene Segura once again going deep off Carlos Carrasco. And it's a 2-0 ball game for the Phillies, and I like that very much. Third inning for Aaron Nola, pretty safe and sound. Fourth inning for the Phillies, they don't do much. Fourth inning for the Mets, they really don't do much. You only get a single by Pete Alonso, but that's basically it. Fifth inning, Phillies really don't have that much going for them either. You got 2 men on for Gene Segura. Gene Segura can't come up clutch every single at-bat. So, what are you going to do in that situation? He already has 2 home runs in the game regardless. Fifth inning for Aaron Nola, pretty solid. Retires the side 1-2-3. Go to the bottom of the 6th inning for the Mets. That's when they get their first run of the ball game. Brandon Nimmo just barely misses a home run going over the wall. It hits the exact top of the wall where the orange is, like where that line cuts off for the home run. And he gets a triple out of that. And the very next batter, Francisco Lindor, grounds into a force out, which scores the run Brandon Nimmo to make it a 2-1 ball game. And then Aaron Nola walks Pete Alonso. Joe Girardi elects to go take Jose Alvarado out. At this point of the ball game, Aaron Nola, I think he was around 94, 95 pitches. So understandable. Don't take the risk. Bring in the bullpen. Just try to get out of the inning. And that's exactly what Jose Alvarado does. Strikes out Michael Conforto to get out of the inning. Phillies respond. And that's what I like. The very next half inning, when the Mets get on the board, the Phillies respond in the top of the 7th inning. Brad Miller leads off with a double. And then also, you got Brad Hand on the mound, so you definitely know trouble is going to happen for the Mets. So Brad Miller leads off with a double. He then throws a wild pitch, which allows Brad Miller to get over the third. Then Freddie Galvis doubles. And during this at-bat, Freddie Galvis fouling off pitches, gets into a full count. A missed strike 3 possibly. It was very close. The CB Buckner didn't call it a strike. He takes it, get a ball, get a full count, and in the very next pitch, Freddie Galvis lines a double down the left field line, and he makes it a 3-1 ball game. So you got a runner on for Matt Vierling. He flies out. Odubel Herrera gets hit in the hand by a pitch, so you got 2 runners on for Jean Segura. He flies out, so you got 2 runners on, 2 outs for Bryce Harper. And Bryce Harper is battling this entire at-bat. Gets down in the count, gets ahead of the count, fouling off pitches, trying to find his pitch, and he does. 3-2, fastball down the middle, up and inside, takes it down the right field line, 2-run double, makes it a 5-1 ball game. That's Harper's 38th double on the season. I think that's his 79th RBI on the season with those 2 runs that scored. So, Phillies make it 5-1 in the 7th inning, and they responded after the Mets score a run, which I appreciate a lot. But then we go into the 7th for the Mets. Sam Coonrod comes in. Doesn't start that pretty. Javier Baez leads off with a single, but then he gets a great play by Andrew McCutchen. Basically a game-saving catch at this point. Jeff McNeil lines it to left field. Andrew McCutchen, this far away from it, runs all the way down the field, sprawling, diving to make the play, gets the out, forces Baez to go back to first base. I couldn't say first base for my life. Basically a game-saving catch at that point. There was a little bit of an injury problem. The trainer came out to check on McCutchen just to see if he hit his head or he just got a little bit of the wind knocked out of him after making that catch. McCutchen eventually did come out of the game for a double switch, so that was very understandable. Just be safe, make sure he didn't injure himself, just get him out of the ball game while you can. But then Sam Coonrod manages to get James McCann to ground out for the second out of the inning, but then a pinch hitter, Dominic Smith, the Philly killer, for some reason, I still don't understand why he's not playing in the series for the Mets if he likes to hit against the Phillies, but I'm not complaining. First pitch thrown to him, he gets a single up the middle, which scores Javier Baez, makes it a 5-2 ball game. Go top of the 8th inning. This was an inning where I really wasn't a fan of. So, Andrew McCutchen, he gets a walk, then he gets pinch run for Mickey Moniak. Then you get 2 outs. Freddie Galvis, he gets a single, so you got a first and third situation for Matt Joyce. He works a walk, so you got bases loaded, 2 outs for Odubel Herrera. Grounds out, chopper, and this is where I was like really just thinking like, you should have got those runs home. And that I feel like that's going to give the Mets confidence. I'm not really a big fan of that. You had other chances to score in this ball game where you did cash in, and this is like a really big moment where you can't do it. It just like it just made my stomach sink a little bit when that didn't happen. But it almost came to fruition fully because the very next inning, Hector Neris comes in for the Phillies, and the first batter, Brandon Nimmo, he makes the mistake, hanging splitter. And Nimmo sends it into the bullpen, makes it a 5-3 ball game. I was like, oh, God, yeah, that bases loaded situation is definitely going to come back to haunt the Phillies. But it didn't happen that rest of the inning. 1-2-3 after that for Hector Neris. Gets Francisco Lindor to line out, Pete Alonso to line out, and then Michael Conforto to ground out. 9th inning for the Phillies, 1-2-3, really nothing there. Ian Kennedy comes in. Cross your fingers at this point. Ian Kennedy with a multiple run lead. You were like, oh God, where's the home run going to happen? Is it going to happen? It didn't happen. I was like, it didn't happen? It didn't happen. 1-2-3. Javier Baez flies out. Jeff McNeil grounds out with a terrible at bat. And then Kevin Pillar flies out to Bryce Harper. And that is your ball game. Go to the box score for this game. Pitchers, Aaron Nola, I thought was pretty solid in this game. It was just a pitch count. The pitch count prevented him from going deep into this ballgame. 5 2/3, 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Jose Alvarado only got that last out of the 6th inning. He struck out that batter that he faced. Sam Coonrod, an inning pitch, 2 hits, 1 earned run allowed. Hector Neris, 1 inning, 1 earned run allowed, which was the home run, and Ian Kennedy comes in for the 9th inning and gets the save. Go to the lineup. Odubel Herrera in the leadoff spot, 1 for 4. Jean Segura, 2 home runs on the night, 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Bryce Harper, 2 for 4 on the night, 2 RBIs and a walk. Gets his average up to 315. I like seeing that. Gigi Realmuto, not the best night at the dish, 0 for 5 with a strikeout. Didi Gregorius, he goes 0 for 4 with a walk. Andrew McCutchen, he goes 1 for 3. Brad Miller, he goes 1 for 4 with a run scored. Freddie Galvis goes 2 for 3 with an RBI. And Aaron Nola goes 0 for 2. Your various pinch hitters, Matt Vierling goes 0 for 1. And Matt Joyce got the walk later in this ballgame. Runners in scoring position, the Phillies were 2 for 9, and they left 8 runners stranded on base. And if we're looking around the league right now, because yes, we are going to scoreboard watch with the Braves and the San Francisco Giants. Currently, the Giants are winning 2-0 in the top of the 7th inning with 2 outs and a runner on base for the Braves. So if we look at the standings currently, Phillies with this win, they are 76 and 72. They are now a game and a half behind the Braves for first place. And if the Braves are to lose to the Giants, if they continue to lose this game, right now they're losing 2-0, the Phillies will be a game back behind the Atlanta Braves for first place. But if the Braves win, the Phillies will fall back to 2 games. With the Mets loss, they're 6 games out of first place. They're 72 and 77. And basically for the Mets right now, I would say their season is mostly going to be over because you have this series against the Phillies, and I think the Mets the very next series are going to be playing the Braves. So that's basically going to be a description of the rest of their season, if they're still going to remain competitive or not. They already lose this series to the Phillies, and they have a chance to get swept tomorrow. So for the Mets, time's a ticking, and it's been ticking for a while for them. And if you want to look at the wild card right now, Phillies, 2.5 games behind the wild card. The St. Louis Cardinals, they still hold that second wild card spot. The Reds, and actually the Phillies hopped in front of the San Diego Padres. And speaking of the Padres, a little situation between Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. in the dugout yelling at each other. Ooh, that does not look good. You could tell that Machado was talking to Fernando Tatis, making it seem like he was yelling, like saying that it's not all about you. Is this like, oh, that's what we're talking about now. Oof. Looked ugly. Definitely looked ugly, especially for the Padres, just for the way their season has gone, for how good they were in the first half, to just their injuries and the way their pitching has been since, and they just haven't been a good team since. And they're falling in the standings. They're 2.5 games out of that second wild card spot, which basically was going to be their only shot at making the playoffs this season, with the way the Giants and the Dodgers have been playing. So, yeah, it's getting ugly for the Padres. But for the Phillies, they have won 4 straight. They have a chance to sweep the Mets tomorrow night with Kyle Gibson on the mound going up against Rich Hill. And the one thing that I need for this game tomorrow, I need the offense just to score more runs. I just need the offense to wake up a little bit more. We need it. I think we're going to need the offense to step up bigger tomorrow. We got 5 runs today. I think we're going to need more tomorrow. I'm not saying Kyle Gibson is going to pitch a bad game. I'm just saying I feel like we're going to need to step it up more offensively tomorrow if we want to sweep this series. And sweeping this series is going to be huge if that happens. So hopefully it does. Tomorrow, ESPN, another nationally televised game. So let's see what can happen. I'm going to watch it. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, I'm going to be here for the rest of the ride. And hopefully it's a good ride. My expectations are still very low. But you never know what's going to happen. That's, I guess, the joy of baseball. I guess you can say that. So, I'm going to end it off right here, everyone. What are your thoughts on this video? What are your thoughts on this Phillies victory? Aaron Noles' performance, the offense, Bryce Harper, Gene Segura. I want to hear all your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, do not forget to leave those down there. Do not forget to drop a like on this video. Do not forget to check out the Painted Lines, which I'm a part of. The links are down in the description below. And also, don't forget to check the links to Broads Media, the Florida Pod merch website, and also Flyers Nitty Gritty. All of that good stuff is down in the description below. And the most important thing you can do is hit that subscribe button. I will greatly appreciate that. And I will see you next time.